Hey, this is Todd. Those of you in the moving industry or the home services industry, if you're wondering how to bake AI into your marketing and into your business right now to get some efficiencies, then pay attention. I just had my friend Matt on another podcast that I do, and I'm going to share a clip. He has spent tons of time in the moving industry, and he says, this is what I'm doing now to utilize AI. And then he looks down the road and says, here's what's coming in our industry that's really going to have an impact. So let's jump in. We all feel these tectonic shifts under our feet. AI is disrupting things here and there. What about in the moving industry? And you're on the front lines there. How's AI impacting you there?
I think the moving industry as a whole, out of service industries, is probably the most behind in terms of technology adoption. Across the board, there's a lot of people out there that are still probably writing their appointments in a little calendar book or using Google Calendar and some of those things. It has slightly gotten better with some of the CRMs that are out there that can do GPS tracking on the trucks and some of the automated messaging and such, but we're still just lack behind some of the things that I think we could be doing. So AI in the space right now, I would say besides automating some of your messaging and some of your outreach, it's very hard to say, but I started pioneering it right when the beta of ChatGPT came out. And I remember being in a mastermind with a profound figure within our industry, Louis Massaro. He says to the group, "Hey, Matt, what are you using AI for?" And I told him, I said, "Louis, everything." And he still tells this story about how that was that shift that got him to buy into this. And next thing you know, we were doing seminars on just essentially how to use AI to not only increase landing page exposure or increase some of your copy on some of your stuff. I mean, we did a lot of SEO with ChatGPT for local areas here, and it's worked fantastic. So I think this tool, though I believe there's a place where it could be abused, and I do sometimes think, hey, maybe we're leaning on it a little too hard, it has helped save a lot of time and get some time back on where we're at. You can almost start a business like this these days, having these tools at your disposal.
That makes a lot of sense. I remember early on in the search engine wars, and it was less of a search engine war than it was just like a mutual surrender once Google came on board. And around our office gets passed around this Google, right? And it was a funny looking homepage and a funny name. And I remember that feeling, Matt, when I typed in my first query and it was kind of a lengthy query and hit search and seeing what came up and just like that going, ooh, this is different. I have access now to so much more information. I had a similar feeling the first time I used one of those early versions of ChatGPT. I remember we were in a meeting with my marketing team and it again was getting passed around. We went in, there was three of us, and we started searching and just started brainstorming different things. And I had that same feeling of just, oh, this is different. Your first exposure, does any of that resonate?
Oh, 100%, man. I felt the same way. I literally sent something to this, write me a little story, and it writes this story. And I literally just froze. I sat in my chair, it's late at night, lights are off, and I'm on my phone, and I sit down and I go, this is going to change the world. This is going to change everything. Having this tool is wild. The fact that this even exists the way it does, I was floored. It was one of those things at first that I kind of wanted to keep a secret, so I didn't want everyone getting a hold of it. You know what I mean? But the cat's out of the
Well,
bag now, Todd. As you,
that's right.
but
It is. And
wild.
just like you, the ways to leverage it, I love what you said earlier when you said it's really about efficiency, right? So it's like you get the efficiency from AI tools, and it just opens up time to make your marketing and your outreach more human than ever. And so rather than, great, let's have AI do all this stuff so we can just kick back and do nothing, it just opens up all this opportunity, I think, to make everything more human. I really resonate with that. Now that we're talking AI and I've got you in future mode, look down the road for me a little bit, Matt, and just tell me, what do you see coming in your industry?
I'm sure people think that there could be robots moving furniture soon. I think we'll be the one of the last industries to adopt robots. I think it's very hard to be like, I don't know if you've seen that Friends episode, Pivot. I don't know if
Yep.
robots can quite pivot the way that they did on Friends. So
Oh,
I
that
don't
that
know if
brings back
that's going
so many memories. Pivot, pivot, pivot.
to. Yeah, so I don't think that that's going to happen tomorrow or anything, but I do see a future here within the next 3 to 5 years where maybe there's an adoption of a phone rep. Once the voice synthesis comes down the line, I would believe that there will be a entry level person who can cover some of your stuff. Right now, as you know, calling any of these major corporations, you get a small form of it and a little sneak preview. It's not there yet, but I think there is going to be a day here where it's very good and it can probably do 90% of everything. But that's where I see some slight bit of this going. I think it's going to even go further than that with so many social media automation outreaches, cultivating leads, programming a robot to LinkedIn farming to hit up realtors or local professionals to encourage partnering. So, yeah, I do see a big aspect of it. I think it's going to be more bots and mixed with AI that will be coming out within the next 4 to 5 years, probably that's really going to change the game.
I love Matt. He's awesome. He really knows what he's talking about when it comes to the moving industry, as well as implementing AI and technology. And I hope you found it helpful. We'll see you.